Don't click away early, you need to see the whole video to really get what I'm saying. And hey, if you're into this kind of content, give it a like, share it around, and subscribe for more.
다른 오빠들이랑 좀 다른 느낌이었어.
얘기한다. 솔직하다.
점점 맞춰가는 관계가 있고 처음부터 좀 맞는 관계가 있잖아. 근데 좀 처음부터 좀 맞는 느낌?
Guys, this scene of JaeYeon telling SangYoon he was the best for her out of all the oppas in the house was the highlight of episode 11 for me. And I've got a lot of thoughts about that moment. But before I dive into my reaction, we need to rewind a bit and trace how we even got here in the first place. So let's backtrack to the beginning of the episode. When JaeYeon and SangYoon returned from their ice rink date, the rest of the members were hanging out in the lounge. I've already talked about this part in my episode 11 preview breakdown, and honestly, my stance hasn't changed about my interpretations for that scene. JaeYeon's heart was clearly still with Jimin, but she is immersing herself in the game. She's letting the process unfold, reacting to SangYoon as her contract boyfriend, but she still felt really jealous when Hanol was flirting with Jimin. Did you see her reaction? The jealousy was written all over her face. She quickly pulled herself together. Of course, we all know she hates being too transparent with her emotions. Then came the second day of their contract date and the plan was to go camping. My first thought is that if SangYoon is truly the one choosing all these dating spots, then props to him, seriously. These kinds of ideas are usually set up by the production team, not the cast, so I'm really impressed. So either SangYoon is naturally gifted at planning dates, or he's had a lot of practice from past relationships, or got some reliable tips from his influencer friends. And who knows, maybe he's watched too many dating shows hahaha. Either way, credit where it's due, he's romantic, charismatic, and knows how to set a vibe, even though he is the youngest man in the group. But once they got in the car, something felt off. SangYoon seemed uneasy, like he was trying too hard to match JaeYeon's energy. And surprisingly, it was JaeYeon, who is usually the quiet one, that kept the conversation going. It felt like she was under pressure to make the date feel right. I couldn't tell if she was doing it for the viewers, or if she was genuinely trying to charm SangYoon. But a lot felt off in that car, they were both struggling to adjust to each other. Then they made a quick stop to grab food. SangYoon was driving, so she fed him. And let me tell you, my entire TikTok feed exploded with reactions when I opened the app. Like, many people were outraged over that scene. And I'm reading these comments wondering why this was such a big deal. Many were saying, oh, I give up on JaeYeon, why will she feed another guy blah blah lol. But, as always, I couldn't comment on it since I hadn't seen the full episode myself. And when I did, I was a bit disappointed, not because she fed him, but because I didn't get any special feelings from it. She only fed the guy because he was hungry, they had a long drive and they were working with time. What do you want her to do? There was no emotion behind it. It wasn't romantic. It was practical. The guy was driving, hungry, and they had a schedule. If I were in her position and my date was a monkey, who was driving me to a campsite, hungry and tired, I'd feed that monkey too. How much more a young handsome prince hahaha. That scene to me wasn't about feelings but about necessity. Now, fast forward to the campsite. When they sat down, he brought out his Bluetooth speaker. The setup, the music, the cozy atmosphere, the mountains in the background, snow falling, the fire, sitting so close but not touching each other, everything was perfect. It was so romantic, no denying it. If you're sitting next to a handsome guy in a setting like that, yeah, I can see why feelings would start to brew. And for the first time, I saw something spark between them. That moment when he moved close to her and whispered in her ear saying, you know what they say about the importance of the first song. That moment right there, the vibe shifted. And also that moment he showed her a video on his phone, I could see it in JaeYeon's eyes for the first time. She is beginning to fall for this guy. Then what sealed the entire deal was when he cooked for her and they ate in the camping van. My whole heart melted, and there was no way anyone wouldn't be swayed by his thoughtful gestures. So I get it. Fast forward to when they were in the car, trying to figure out where to go listen to music, someplace like a vinyl bar. JaeYeon leaned in slightly towards SangYoon so they could pick a good spot together, and SangYoon leaned in really close. She was a bit startled, clearly flustered, because she didn't expect him to get that close. Which is why, honestly, I didn't feel any spark at that moment. It just felt like they were doing it for the cameras. Even after that genuine spark I felt during the camping scene, this one fell completely flat for me. That said, it's totally possible that JaeYeon did feel some kind of romantic electricity shoot through her body at that moment. LOL, who knows? That's the power of a romantic getaway, folks. It can turn uncertainty into butterflies. Jimin, on the other hand, I think could never have taken her on a camping date like this back then, not because he wouldn't want to, but because he still had walls to break down with her first. Meanwhile, SangYoon picked her pairing book and revealed that they actually share a lot of interests. To JaeYeon, that probably felt like fate. But then, the moment that flipped everything for me, was at the final stop of their date, on the last day of their contract relationship. JaeYeon opens up and confesses her feelings. She says, being with you feels different to being with the other oppas. Some couples put an effort to become compatible, while others connect instantly. I felt like we were compatible from the start. Guys, she didn't only express interest, she basically said SangYoon was better than Woo Jae and Jimin, laughing my ass off. I'm not gonna lie, I lost it when I heard that. It wouldn't have mattered much if she hadn't shown feelings for Jimin and assured him the way she has. But the thing is, she had been expressing herself to Jimin, so for her to turn around and say SangYoon is the best. Which is basically how I interpreted it, that just didn't sit right with me. Like JaeYeon. Girl, I love you, but this right here. If I had you on level 100 before, that moment dropped you straight to 10.5, that really hit me sideways. Now just imagine, if Jimin and JaeYeon do end up together at the end, and Jimin's sitting at home watching this without any kind of heads up from her. Just imagine how he would feel, lol. If I were him, I'd break up with her on the spot, no joke. So after hearing her confession, immediately, I was like, oh, I guess we have our first final couple then. But then the conversation continued. He asked if she could see herself dating him after the show. She didn't hesitate too much, she smiled happily and said yes. She even explained how she liked him cooking for her the previous day. My girl wants her own private chef, ha 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 ha. I was beginning to think like, okay, maybe these two would make a great couple, even though somehow, there are too many question marks surrounding their chemistry, but then boom, it got worse. She turned the question around, asking him if he felt something for her, and his answer became vague. He paused and then said yes, I felt something, so she asked him, when did you feel it? That question caught him off guard, and I wonder why. He responded with, what did you say? Then she asks him again, when? And what did he do? He fumbled. Couldn't give a clear answer. Couldn't articulate his feelings. Just froze. That was the moment JaeYeon realized maybe she misread him, maybe SangYoon wasn't as into her as she thought. That's when she started to pull back. Her face fell immediately, she realized she just messed up. Confessing to someone who can't even point out when he felt sparks for her. And that's what bothers me. It feels like she's been taking Jimin's heart for granted. Saying SangYoon is the best. Like really? That was too much. It came off like she would have chosen him, but will only now fall back on Jimin because SangYoon didn't respond the way she hoped. Once again, Jimin gets demoted to Plan B. And I won't lie, that left a bad taste in my mouth. SangYoon, my guy. You managed to unlock her heart in 3 days, only to completely ruin it with that one awkward moment. And now I feel for him. At this point I'm rooting for them and want them to work out, ha ha ha. Let them continue exploring their manufactured love story, lol. Like I always say, I will support whomever she chooses. I don't even want to see her near Jimin anymore, ha ha ha. Not literally, but you get what I mean. In the preview for the next episode, we see Sua asking for a date with Chanhyung. Then we also see her talking to JaeYeon, letting her know that there is still someone she wants to talk to, which makes me think she is telling JaeYeon before making her moves on Jimin. But I hope Jimin shuts her down quickly, because she fits so well with Changhwan, plus Jimin is already happy for his bro Changhwan after Sua arrived. Now, more than anything, I want to see a date between Jimin and Hanol. I want Jimin to feel something, even just a little, with someone else, because JaeYeon needs to feel the shift. I still believe she and Jimin will be the endgame, but I don't want it to be easy for her. I want to see her work for his attention. What are your thoughts about this? Let's chat in the comments. Thanks for watching, please subscribe and like the video.